What's up? Yep, I'm back again. Ed, how are you doing, guys? What's going on? It is Sunday. It is time for the Forex Weekly Outlook. We are going to be taking a look at several Forex pairs. So glad you guys could show up and hang out with me for a little while we discuss what may be happening in the Forex market this week. We are going to look at some possible price action setups. Absolutely going to be looking at some support and resistances and all the good stuff. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. Thank you so much for dedicating a little bit of your time to this live stream. So first and foremost, we're going to take a look at the British pound versus the US dollar. This is one of my favorite assets to trade if you have not figured that out yet. I love trading this asset because it is super crazy, but it has big moves. So those intraday range expansions, generally, you can knock out 50, 65 pips in a trade. So I love the pound pairs. Basically what we seen going on with this asset, let me go out to the quarterly. We discussed this a little bit this morning on the members and Patreon only live stream. This quarterly chart right here, if you throw on the log, I have the log scale on, you can see that this trend line has basically held the pound down for all of its life since it's been a tradable asset. So if you take the log scale off, you can clearly see that you have already closed the quarterly above this trend line, as well as retested it and are now making a trend continuation move. But with the log scale on, you can definitely see that it is still being tested. What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for being here. So here's the daily chart. You can see this is that log scale quarterly trend line. You have multiple tests of it, right? This was a fake out move to the upside, traded back down, tested it, and then put in this fake out to the downside. This is why this long setup that I took has been working out so flawlessly, basically because you got both sides of the market shook against this trend line. So got long right here, stops at break even, took 2/3 off ahead of this target. We were targeting that wick high right there, one spot 40174. So I'm going to get rid of the trend line and we're going to go in and look. I think that this could be a very big move coming up, right? It could be a position trade. Let me put it back on for 1 second right here. As if you do get a solid breakout on both log and standard scale, this thing could absolutely trade up to the 150s, 155. It would be a nice bullish move to the upside. On the quarterly, you essentially put in what looks to be a double bottom. I am not a pattern trader. What I like so much about this asset and the way that it moved is you took out the all-time low right here with this quarterly candle, pushed all the way down, smoked all that liquidity, and since then you have only been trading straight up. So whoever bought into this liquidity, they were a lot. They bought a lot. There were probably multiple firms that bought down here. So we're going to see if it wants to continue. If, however, we get a rejection on this, I understand that it is a quarterly. Just bear with me. If we do get that rejection here and we roll over, well, then you can look for this trend that has been working out pretty much the same so far. Look for a pretty nice move to the downside, but we're only bullish on the pound. We're not bearish on it right now. The main reason is right here, you have this quarterly resistance level. That quarterly resistance level also lines up flawlessly with this monthly resistance. And then if I drop down, you can see how when we put in that original top and tested that trend line for the first time, flawless close on that weekly, right? That's that quarterly, that monthly, that weekly. Big, nasty spike to the upside, putting everybody off sides, and then a nice move to the downside. But it was a methodical move, perfectly calculatable. Like, just check that out. Test, test, test. See you later, alligator. So we are looking for one spot, 4.2, 4.26 for our targets for the next weekly range expansion. With that being said, you do have 3 weeks that have been trending to the upside. A pullback could be coming. So I am watching for that. I'm not necessarily looking to get long today or tonight or tomorrow morning. However, I am looking to eventually, maybe Tuesday, get long, and I will be targeting that 142, 426 level. If we do get this pullback, you could be a nice, nasty weekly all the way down to here and still be considered absolutely bullish. All right, so let's go look at the daily again. Let me tell you or show you what I'm looking for. So this is my target, right? You can see we clearly have not touched that wick with a wick yet. And on Friday, you got a nice move to the downside, right? So what is this telling retail? Well, retail is looking at this wick high as a resistance level, and they are more than likely, thank you to Friday's price action, getting short against this asset. Now, I cannot see the future, right? I am not a prophet. However, this looks pretty fantastic to me as long as it keeps advertising failure above this resistance level. We have a new one with this daily close right here. As long as we're trading underneath that resistance, that's just going to bring more and more shorts into this market. And then we're going to find support somewhere, hopefully. And I'm going to be looking to get long at that support, targeting all those stops up there. So that's what I'm looking for on the pound dollar. Once again, that that main quarterly, monthly, and weekly resistance level, which would now be support, is 1.4129. 129 pips up off the 140 big fig is a pretty nice spot. All right. Anything above 140 on the pound is bullish. Anything below 140 on the pound is going to be possibly looked at with bearish inclinations. And we have some fantastic bearish targets down here if and when we trade back below 140. So only on this week am I looking for bullish setups on the pound. What's up, everybody? Smash that like, says Travis Hagen. I would appreciate that. Thank you, Travis. All right. Prophet says, and I love your honest thoughts. Yep, I don't do anything but bring honesty, my friend. There is no reason to do anything else. So here's the euro. We had a bullish target on the euro. That target was 1.22431. You can see, get off there. You can see with this daily right here, you absolutely got above that level. So this is a successful run on stops. Next, you traded up, back down. So it's printing piano keys. There really isn't no high probable setup to take from this, as you did clear out all those stops and hit that bullish level. Best thing that I could do would be throw another resistance level up here at 1.22986 and assume if this thing is going to remain bullish, meaning making higher highs and lower highs. I mean, higher lows. Sorry, I've been on a stream for hours, it seems like today. Excuse me. So this is a high, this is a low, this is a higher high, this is a higher low. So as long as it is doing that on the daily time frame, there is no reason to suspect the euro is turning around. It is at a decent level for it to do so, and the dollar is what drives this pair, as it is the DXY is mostly weighted in the euro. So the DXY chart versus the euro USD chart are almost perfectly opposite. All right, so we're gonna be watching the dollar. We go look at the dollar real fast. We will just see what's going on with it. You can see down here we are putting in what looks to be a bottom. However, this bearish push right here, right, did give you a lower low. If you see this wick here, you did get that lower low. I don't like the fact that you did not close below it. So if they are just looking to juke out those stops and then buy this asset, it's got several levels ahead of it to look for possible areas for this thing to turn back around. Your moving averages, let's see how they situate themselves on this chart. You can see the 21 is leading the way in catching these pops in price. So far has been spectacular. So we could look for a push up to possibly this swing low, but we would use that bearish close as that marks the support. You did trade up through it and then back down. So how much does this level hold validity? We will only have to wait and see. So anywhere up in there, I will be looking for this thing to continue to the downside. I did change the RSI. I am so hoping that this helps it for you guys that were unable to see it. I made it nice and yellow. So let me know in the comments section down below after this live stream is over if the color of this RSI helps. Thank you. So you can see here on the RSI, we are below the 50 spot, which means that it is in the bearish control zone. However, you did put in a lower low on price and a higher low on the RSI. That is divergence. I do not look to trade divergences. I just look at them and basically assess what can happen. So if this bullish divergence is going to play out, a nice little pop to the upside around that 90 spot, 59 level would be a fantastic spot for this divergence to have played out, and a great spot to look for bears re-engaging their short in the DXY, as they are trying to print another $50 trillion to give to, I don't know, the highway patrol. Who knows? They're printing a lot of money, and that's obviously the reason why this thing has been being destroyed. So if it's going to continue this descending trend line, we are going to look for bullish setups on the euro. Let me just check this over here, as it looks like I'm dropping frames. Of course, that's all right. All right, so let's move on. Let's get rid of these and get what I got to say out of here. That way we basically have everything we need for the week to come. All right, so back to the euro. So moving on, in the euro, I do have a bullish target up here, and that is a fair piece away from near-term price. We do have a support level right there to look for possible support. If price trades down into that, that's one spot, 21483. We will be watching this on a smaller time frame to see if it is putting in support or if it's wanting to go lower and test these lower bound areas down here at one spot, 20726. Either one of these two areas, in my opinion, is a pretty good spot to throw some risk on to the upside, looking for bullish continuation on this asset. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar looks a lot weaker than euro dollar and a lot weaker than pound dollar. As pound is trading up on highs, euro is being rejected. You do have a bullish target on the Aussie, but it is a far piece. I do not expect a weekly range expansion to take out that target. It was an old target when we broke above this resistance here, but then we were instantly sold back off. So I have to be looking for bearish targets on this asset. First bearish target, 0 spot, 76751, this wick low. So how will I trade that? With these piano keys, I will go into a smaller time frame and look for possible areas of resistance. We have one right here at 0 spot 77565. As long as we are unable to close an 8-hour candle above that area, I will be looking to target this bearish target. Let me write that out on the screen. This way you understand that is the target. And there we are. Now, you do have support right here, so we're not just going to get completely bonkers on this. If you get that 8-hour close above that level, then you are being bought up at support. You are essentially range bound. This is a range. If you look at the weekly chart, it shows you the same thing. You are trading inside of this weekly range candle, this bullish candle. All of these bodies are trading inside of this weekly range. That means you are absolutely range bound. With that being said, the moving averages are situated like this on the weekly. So it is absolutely, that would be the very, very lowest target I would be looking for, as at any time beyond that would be a great spot for bulls to pick this asset back up at a cheaper price. All right, so once again, I will shed, if we do get that move down into there, 2/3 of my position, move my stop loss to break even, so this way if it does test down here and rip back in my face, the trade was successful. So let's go look at see where the moving averages are situated on the daily. All right, so here you go. You can clearly see that you do not have a lot of bullish momentum at all, right? You are closing dailies. Well, you did close Friday beneath your 21. You are testing the 50. This right here is not so clear, right? It's not giving us a very clear signal as to which direction and which target we're looking for. So here's our bearish target down here. This line is at 8-hour level. Here is your bullish target. So, excuse me, if you start making higher highs and higher lows on a daily, you take out this resistance right here. I will be targeting this up here for bullish targets. But right now we have to see what's going to happen. Since it has been weaker than the pound and the euro, I am leaning a bit towards more of taking this target out first. And near-term price is closer to that target. So absolutely not really liking the Aussie dollar setup. I mean, it is what it is. The NZD USD, excuse me, looks almost exactly the same. All right, almost exactly the same. You've got this choppy stuff. It's trading inside this weekly range expansion from this low to this high. This is your weekly range expansion, and you can see that you are still trading inside days in that range. So you are range bound. We do have a bullish target at 0.73072. We do have a bearish target at 0.71156. Since you're trading under your 21 exponential moving average right now, the bulls have a lot to prove. There is your resistance, 0.72062. 0.72062. So any trading up into this area, I will be looking for rejections. As long as we are rejecting that on a 4-hour basis, this was a nasty candle right here. I'm assuming this might have a little bit of follow through, as this was your 4-hour support. Close there. Could not close another 4-hour candle beneath that price point. That's what makes it support until this big boy right here came in, took it out. You did get another 4-hour closure back above that level, but in my opinion, you can go all the way back up to there and still be looking for short side setups. All right. So the near term trend is, in my opinion, choppy to down more than choppy to up. If you do start to get a lot of bullishness off these lows down here and you start taking out levels to the upside, that is when this bullish target will be a factor. All right. Pound yen put in these highs up here. Let's go check out the daily. It's basically been trading sideways among other things. Here is your Japanese yen index, as the Japanese yen index will be a factor when trading anything versus the yen. So here you go. This is your chop starting. We had a fantastic, marvelous trend on this. And yes, we did catch this all the way down. So we put in this near-term low here, got your dead cat bounce, tested resistance. That's a weekly level at 92.99. And since you've been trading lower, but it looks like it is finding support. So if this thing does start to rip back to the upside or wanting to test resistance levels, your yen pairs will be bearish depending on how weak the pair that is trading against the yen is. So for instance, if you do get that bounce on the yen and you like Aussie for that short side setup like we're talking about, I would be looking at it on Aussie yen. The problem with me right now in the yen pairs like Aussie and New Zealand is it's still trading in this nasty range. You did attempt and you did get some daily closures above that resistance level, but you have fallen right back into the range. So this appears to be something sort of like what we're seeing, what happened on Bitcoin. Not necessarily the same thing, obviously, but yeah, you got a 3-drive topping formation happening, but you have not been able to take out any swing lows. So if you want to wait for some daily lower closes, take out some of these support levels, I can't argue with that. That would absolutely be probably the best thing to do, as this thing is still situated bullish. You have lost your 21 EMA on a daily closing basis. You are testing this level here. Well, that's the target, but you see what I mean? You're already closing pretty close to that level. I'm not looking to take a trade when it's this close to my targets. What I need to see is a retest to make sure that that 84 spot 394 level holds as resistance. If you get that, then you can look for short side setups. Back to the pound yen. The pound yen is extremely structured bullish. I mean, this is bullish. It doesn't look like anything else. There's nothing to do on this asset as far as longs. All right, no longs. Your targets have been smoked, all of them. Let's go look at the quarterly and see what we got. If we do have another bullish target, you do have one way up here, right? There's your quarterly bullish target right there. That's a long ways from near term price. If we go look at that on a daily, that's not terribly far away. So yeah, you do got a bullish target. But like I said, if you do get that yen strength, just because it's essentially a dead cat bounce down there at the lows, you can look for a possible pullback on this asset, which would put it fantastically right into an area like this quarter support where you might hold. I mean, it did hold as resistance for multiple days until you got that big breakout on the pound. So that's basically what's going on. It does look like it's trying to roll over. However, it is maintaining support. There's your resistance level right there. You can see you have not closed the daily beneath it yet. But since it, come on, thank you. Since it is trading right at it and had multiple tests of it, you are opening beneath it right now. I am assuming that it is going to fail. At least go get a test of this 153 level and see what happens once that happens. I am still not looking for bullish entries right there, as this is extremely extended. You are making bearish divergence on this asset as well, right? You put in a higher high on the RSI, lower high. Wait, no, it's not. Never mind, scratch that. It is not making divergence. So yeah, it's trading at the overbought level though. I would much rather it pull back to the 58-ish area. That would be right in line with this area down here. This is a quarterly support level. All right, your daily support level is right under it. I don't think you're gonna find anything on a smaller time frame with this push up. So I would have to wait on that daily test, 151 spot, 867. As long as you're not closing dailies below there, it is still bullish. It's just been on a massive run. I caught two fantastic trades on this asset this year. This pound yen trade has been the best trade of the year for me because I bought this thing way down here and basically rode that trend up, got in again around here and rode it up some more. I'm not in it anymore though. Not in it any longer. I am positioned long in the pound dollar. Euro Aussie was putting in a bottoming formation down here. We did get that confirmation. And when I say confirmation, a simple daily closure above daily resistance, that is confirmation. You can see on this daily right here, you tested that level and caught bullish continuation from it. However, you are trading sideways right now. And you're trading almost at resistance. Well, you're essentially at resistance. There's another one right above it at 1.58232. But until you get that daily closure above this one is the one in play. And I never, ever take long entries this close to resistance. If it gives me a 65, 50, 55 pip target, then yeah, maybe I will. But generally speaking, if you're looking for longer term setups like swing trades and whatnot, you definitely don't want to be buying these things into resistance, guys. Excuse me. S&P 500, we discussed this last week. It is still basically doing the same thing. On the S&P 500, I suggest you look at the year to date chart and nothing longer, right? If you look at this with the same mindset as your hedge funds or any person that's in charge of billions of dollars, they are investing in the S&P 500. This bearish daily candle is your yearly opening range. You can see it's basically just been trading higher. Now, the average on yearly gains for the S&P 500 is 8 to 12%. You are trading at, or were when you put in this high, at 12.89%. So if you are a fund manager in charge of billions of dollars, you have hit your yearly goal on the S&P 500. Am I saying that this thing is going to continue to roll over? I'm not. All I'm simply saying is, if I was a fund manager controlling billions of dollars, I would have taken profits up here, because as a fund manager, my job is to make consistent year over year returns. And he has hit his 12% on the S&P 500. Hence why the old term of sell in May, go away. That's why that even exists, because essentially that's what you got going on here. So this is your year to date S&P 500 trading at around 11% on the year. So this thing can absolutely pull back. So May, June, July, it's probably going to be choppy to down. I'm not 100% on that. I'm just saying, using your head a little bit. Yeah. So basically, you have a daily level of support all the way down here, 39.76, spot 40. Looks like a fantastic spot to look for a support test. I would love it to go a little bit lower, bring those returns down a little bit. That way it becomes a favorable risk to reward for fund managers. Again, you have taken back some of those yearly gains. Becomes a nice spot to look for bullish entries. So basically what I'm saying is anything below 39.76 and above 37.59 is attractive to everybody for long positions on the S&P 500. So I'm not looking for anything now on it. As I discussed this morning on the members only live stream, you absolutely took out these wicks right here on Friday. So this thing could be turning around right now. This is still and always will be a lower high until you get up here. So you did put in a lower low, taking out all of your supports to the downside, trading up. This becomes a lower high if it rolls over and takes out this low right there. So in my opinion, it looks a lot better for a selling opportunity on the S&P 500, just putting those factors together. If you look at the technicals on this asset, you are still structured to the bullish side. Your bullish momentum is waning. You can tell by this dip and rollover on the 21, and the 50 is starting to lose some of its aggressive slope. So it's not got as much bullish momentum as it had back here. That is favorable for short side sellers to come in here and look to take this asset down to the next daily support level. First one's going to be this one right here. Second one, third one down here. So the S&P 500, in my opinion, is not something I am looking for to buy anytime soon. Now, come in August, if we're trading down in here, I will be looking to be bullish again on this asset, as it will become attractive for bullish setups once again. And the pound, or USD JPY is playing games. So if the dollar does get some strength and the yen remains weak, you're going to get a bounce off of this trend line. It's not a long-term trend line. It's just coming from this low down here. Basically, if you put it to that low, you've already lost it. That's because trend lines are extremely subjective. Extremely subjective. All right, so you can see there you've already lost it. But if you bring it up here and tack it to that low, you're trading at it. You do have daily support. Let's get it off of this one, as it's still valid support because this bearish candle right here was the last day that it closed at that price. So that makes it still a valid level of support. You did get a test of that on Friday and you traded back higher, but there's a lot of resistance to get through. This bounce right here was sold all the way back down to resistance. That's not something you want to see on a bullish asset. Meaning, if you get a big, strong, bullish candle like that, I mean, there was no doubt about it. The momentum was on the upside on this thing on the daily. And then the next 5, 6, 7, 8 days, you just traded all the way back down to where you came from. I don't ever like to see that on a bullish asset. So before I'm looking for bullish entries on this, I definitely need a daily closure above 109, spot 700. Otherwise, to me, this is chop and not really attractive. Now, it was attractive with the yen being at negative interest rates, as long as our interest rates were going up right here, you know what I mean? As long as they are climbing, then the US dollar versus the JPY is favorable. But you're trading range bound on the TNX, you're probably going to be trading range bound on the USD JPY. So I'm not really liking the USD JPY that much anymore. I was loving it for a bullish setup for that carry trade. It has not worked out. All right. Longer term, this chart is absolutely disgusting. You know what I mean? It's just been on a continuous downtrend since it put in these highs up here. This is your quarterly chart. You drop it right there. You did get a quarterly breakout. So technically, this still looks good for consolidation for another bullish run to the upside because you did get that breakout. That is a nice, strong quarterly close, right? And how do I tell you guys to look for areas of possible entries? You take your fib to the low of that bullish advance, that 3-month bullish advance. You get your fib level, your 382, your 05, and your 618. All three favorable areas to look for possible support if you're looking to get long. You also have a quarterly support level right there, right beneath that 618, 105 spot, 548. So I guess what I'm trying to say is if you're going to look for bullish setups, you did get a perfect bounce off that 382. You don't want to see any daily closures below this swing low here. All right. It is still holding as support. Right here it is. Boom. That is still your support. You have not been able to close a daily beneath that level still. So I don't know. I would like it much better down here. Look at this beautiful daily right there. Oh, a test down to there. That's a 50% retracement of this bullish advance. Fantastic. Got a daily support right there as well. Absolutely loving it. If I can get a trade down to 106.780, 106.780, I might be looking for bullish entries on this. All right. Let's see. That's pretty much all I got for you guys. Let me go back over here to the green list. I did look at pound NZD for, I can't remember who it was, but you're testing resistance on it. So you're not looking for any bullish entries just yet. However, if you get a test back down to this area, 1.96139, yes, you will take out several daily lows if you get back down there. However, it would be a fantastic risk to reward, or a more favorable risk to reward than this right here. Yes, you absolutely have bullish targets looking you right in the face, 1.98241, and you're within the distance to take that out on this weekly, that's a monthly, on this weekly range expansion. 2 big weeks ahead of it or behind it, so maybe a chill out, a pullback is in order. Let's go look at the 8-hour and see if we can't find anything lower. Nah, I still like that area. Your 8-hour support is right there, so you can watch your 8-hour support first. If you lose that on an 8-hour closing basis, drop right back down here to this one and look for that. Right now it looks bullish. I mean, this is a new daily and you've already almost exceeded, or you're trying to break out of this daily range right here. So yeah, it's bullish. Only look for bullish setups. Now let me go over here and see what you guys are talking about. Huh? Alright, is that down at the bottom or what? No, towards the top. Let me scroll up. Sorry guys, I'm talking to my girl. She helps me out with these streams. You still like Bitcoin? Just kidding. I love Bitcoin, Travis. It's just I did make a new video today, and I got it edited and everything, and I'm gonna put it out maybe tomorrow or the next day, talking about Bitcoin and what we can expect. And I am bringing up the bear market word. I'm not calling Bitcoin in a bear market. Please don't go on Twitter and say he called a bear market on Bitcoin today in his live stream, because that's not what I'm doing. Please. I don't see it, baby. But there's other comments. Let me answer some of these questions first. Hi Heath, I'm Armin. Thank you for your knowledge sharing. It's my pleasure, Armin. Thank you, my friend. Hey Heath, hello from London. Welcome, Alexander. What's up, Giles? Ajith, smash the like button, please. I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, what's up, traders? Says Aaron C. Welcome, Aaron. Hi Heath. There it is. Hi Heath. Which broker is good for shorting cryptocurrency? Which one do you use, if you don't mind me asking? Well, I have two brokers. I use Kraken because I'm in the US, so we are limited as to which brokers we can legally use. If you got, yeah, you can, never mind. Let's not even go down that road. So I use Kraken and KuCoin. Right now I'm trading with KuCoin futures. That's where I've been taking my positions. Also, I want to say that Friday and Thursday, the KuCoin futures wasn't down. So, I mean, that's got to count for something because I know Coinbase was down and I know Kraken was down. So right now I haven't had any troubles out of KuCoin. I'm loving the futures aspect of the KuCoin platform. Absolutely loving it so far. I don't have any bad things to say about it. I've just been using it for a month or two, so I do need a little bit more time. But so far it's nice and liquid. Haven't had any trouble getting in and out of positions. The fills are pretty much spot on. I mean, it's to me, I like KuCoin as of what I've seen from it, how it operates and everything, much better than Kraken at this point. So if it continues to perform as good as it has been, I will be moving most of my funds over to KuCoin. So I hope that helps you. Justin Parker, what's up, crew? What with BNB? BNB is getting, I mean, just look at this over here, man. Bitcoin's down 9% on the day, 8% for ETH, 20% on DOT, 16 Algo, 13 Comp. It's a bearish day. Very, very bearish day. Yes, it seems as if BNB is putting in a dead cat bounce. I mean, that's all you can say until you take out that high, right? Everything looks brutal, man. It looks vicious out there. Excuse me. I'm losing my voice. I've been on this live almost all day. Yeah, I'm losing it too. But we're going to keep rolling. See what happens. It'll probably catch it back up. So, yeah, on BNB, there's nothing to do. I mean, if you're looking to exit positions, your next resistance level is going to be $300.25 right there. These lines are all done. They're gone. It's over because we've traded beneath them. So this is your first area to get above on a daily closing basis. As long as you are failing to close dailies above $300.63, you might be heading lower. And you have another level of resistance right above that at 334.74 right here. So, I mean, if you want to buy it, yeah, it's cheap. I think you probably dropped 70 or 60% on this as well. Let's see what we lost. 69%. So this asset lost 69% of its value. That's not good. Not good. So it is cheap. It's a lot cheaper than it was over here, right? So yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I hate this as well, guys. My account is down. The KuCoin account is up because I'm short Doge from 50 cents, but my main holdings in Bitcoin and ETH are down substantially. So I'm not trying to look for any new entries on, well, I don't know. I can't say that. If you're buying unleveraged, right now is a great spot to buy. If you're looking for bullish entries leveraged, be careful. Question on the pound. I posted a chart last week in the Discord. I drew a diagonal trend line from the March low, but I did not see you with one. Should I not have one there? Herb Tesla. I use trend lines very sparingly, to say the least, right? Excuse me, man. I'm losing my voice. So this trend line wasn't supposed to do anything but show you that the pound has been bearish. If you want to throw a trend line, you said from March low. Are you talking about this year's March low or the pandemic March low? I don't see how you got a trend line from here because there's a low right there. I have to assume you're talking about this low down here, the pandemic. So let's get rid of everything and check it out. I mean, that's all you can do with these things. Trend lines are very subjective. Just keep that in mind. The way I try to limit the subjectivity with trend lines is I try to use the very lows or the very highs. I don't use candle body closings for trend lines. I use the very, very lowest point. Lowest point. So if you're saying, hey, it looks like it's failing, yeah, that's another thing to just put me right on, right? Because retail is looking at this as a failure and looking for a lower push, right? That's great for me because I get a lower place to look for bullish entries targeting that swing high. However, like I said, I'm not a fortune teller. This could hold. And if it does, you're going to be taking out areas of support. But first, you must take those areas out, right? This is a nice bearish target for the near term. This is a good spot to look for bullish entries as well, because you are still bullish on this asset. Just because there's a trend line there doesn't mean anything to me. That just basically furthers my glee, so to say, for taking bullish entries, because I look at the markets a little bit differently than the way retail does. You did not take out that wick from over here. It will get taken out at some point. Hopefully, I'm long when it does, right? I don't know if that's even the trend line you're talking about, but I can see it, yeah. Last year? Okay, so perfect. That's what you're looking at. You're looking at this trend line, I'm assuming. Now, if you tacked it to this low here, then you're still above the trend line. But if you tack it to this low, you are treating that trend line as resistance. So there is resistance overhead on the pound. Yeah, absolutely. If you look at the weekly chart, we are on an ascending channel since 2011, if I'm not wrong. I'm watching a change in the trend on DXY. So you're saying that you think the DXY is turning around? Let's go look at it real quick. It could be, man. You know what I mean? It could be. I don't try to predict the future. I try to find specific areas on the chart to take higher risk to reward setups. That's all I do. I am a technical analyst and I analyze position or places for those higher probable setups. I don't see the channel that it's breaking out of. What did you say again? If you look at the weekly, chart, we are on an ascending channel since 2011. So all the way down here. Okay, so I got you. I see what you're saying. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get your exact channel, but I'll go from this low and see what happens. Nothing there. So you would have to have it here. I mean, yeah. Maybe if you take it to this low, what happens? Yeah, I don't know exactly. You said for 2011, so I'm assuming it's this swing low here. Just if you're in the Discord, just drop it in the Forex room, and I'll take a look at it for you, my friend. I will take a look at it for you. Who? I'm sorry, guys. I'm just looking at the... I'm trying to find what... Okay, let's see. Narwhal Tacos again. Henry Chang. Hey, Heath, if you have time, can you look at Bitcoin USD chart real quick? Thanks, bro. Yeah, let's go look at it. So here's the Bitcoin chart. Looks terrible, guys. Looks bad. We took out this resistance support. I mean, not support. I love to see this thing close above it. Not resistance, I meant support. We were trading under it today when I made that video. So I'm glad to see this thing getting a bounce from here. And on the video, I do say I am expecting a bounce from these levels. There's a lot of support down here. So the ETH chart looked way worse because you did take out that low You know what I mean? You took that out on the E chart. You didn't on Bitcoin. So yeah, I mean, it's just going to be a support test. I'll put that video out tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning, so that way you guys can take a look at it for what you should be looking for on Bitcoin coming up. Basically, if you're not trading above 60,000 bucks, or let's 59,660, it's just another lower high. Just another lower high. It looks bad. I would love to see it get back up there, obviously. Love to see it. But yeah, it looks like it's holding that weekly support level. Let's go into an intraday chart and see what we can gather. Yeah, you got a wick low here, and you took out the high of that previous 4-hour candle, which is good. But you're gonna run into 4-hour resistance at 36,071 right here. So that would be the first area to watch out for if you're taking longs into this. Yeah. So I'm not exactly sure what you're looking for on it, but the trend is to the downside. Near-term price is being absolutely wrecked. Right there. So if you're looking for bullish entries, at least wait until you break this descending trend line. Right? Let you know you're doing something different, so to speak. RSI looks great, says Neil McMahon. Thank you so much for answering that question for me, man. Oh, the chat blanked out on me, and I'm all the way down here. All right. Let me find where I just was. There we go. Narwhal Tacos. Oh, you were talking to Henry. It's okay. Good sign we don't open and close the live stream talking Bitcoin. Hey, everybody, says Matt Thompson. What's up, Matt? Trading at the top, says Hefe. KC. Yen. Aussie. I did do Aussie Yen at the beginning of the stream. I will go over it for a brief moment. It's looking bearish. Bearish targets for this weekly range expansion is 83.934. So we're going to be looking for a resistance test first. We don't want to just blindly short it right now. We definitely want this thing to pull back into some form of resistance. You have an 8-hour resistance level right there at 84.374. That's the first spot to start looking for bearish entries. Only targeting 83.934. You should be exiting the majority of that position when you get there, if you get there. Heath, my man, nice to hear you. Thank you. You are welcome, Philip. Thank you for being here. Hello, Yvette Lopez. All right, Joy, you are gone. Maybe it's, I don't know what's going on. There we go. No one is talking about Bitcoin potentially clearing weekly candle 50 EMA, and did the U.S. tax day 17th of May start the BTC sell-off? Can you tell us how you planned your tax with your trades, please? I don't give taxing advice or trading. I mean, I'll tell you how to look at charts and what I'm looking at in the charts, but I cannot give you information like that, as I'm not a licensed professional and I could give you the wrong information. I pay a guy to do my taxes. That's the best advice I could tell you, is pay somebody that knows what they're talking about to take care of your taxes. It's just a lot easier that way. I don't know. Yeah, I can't really help with that question. Heath can't get enough. Thank you, Gary. Heath, please check Luna USDT for short entries. Let's go look at it. Luna USDT. Binance. Crypto DeFi. Jeez. Nah, man, I'm not looking for a short entry on this thing. Not now. You are maximally oversold. You need a bounce. So if you're looking for short entries, your very first area will be all the way up here at $7.12. You get a bounce back up to this level. That'll chill that RSI out a bit, right? As long as you're trading under the 50, you're still golden. Looking for short side situations then. Right now, if you take a short, you're going to get wrecked. This thing can be turning around any minute now. That's an extended move to the downside. And you took out this liquidity, this liquidity, this liquidity, tested the midpoint, or a little lower than the midpoint of this breakout candle. So essentially you would be taking a short into support, and that's not the proper way to look for short side setups. You do have daily support here that you just broke down beneath right there, 5 spot 35. That would be the first spot to look. That would be like essentially a dead cat bounce, but that's still super low, right? I would much rather get that 8-hour level at 712 to look for shorts. This kind of extension on a move like this, guys, generally you don't get like a bounce and then an opportunity to short again. Generally you get crazy up and down sideways price action for a while, for a few days, as this is price discovery and it's aggressive. So yeah, I mean, you don't want to be taking shorts down here. Look for next areas of resistance, 712, and then a daily, perfect daily level is all the way back up at 947, which if this asset's going to continue lower, that would be a fantastic risk to reward. There's a beautiful spot to throw your stop over, targeting this wick low, right? That makes the risk reward way better if you wait for a pullback. It's extremely extended to the downside. Extremely extended to the downside. Thank you, FA. Wouldn't you know it? Thanks for your time, Heath. You are welcome, my friend. Just watching a non-CTM trader discussing how we're on the verge of the largest 2-week candle down move in Bitcoin's history. You are. He ain't lying. Look at it. Oh, this ain't even Bitcoin. Sorry. Look at that one, though. That's disgusting. Yeah, it's a massive candle, man. Just the candle itself is a 39% downward move. Almost 40% on a 1 weekly candle. It's disgusting. I hate it. It has hurt my account and I want it to go back up. Bitcoin, go up. So we'll see what happens, man. He ain't lying. It is a terrible candle. I want a girl like that. I don't know what you're talking about. 24-hour Bitcoin looking promising. Maybe. That was Mr. Cohen. What are your thoughts on the rumors of SHIB and Robinhood? Bill Klein, I'm so glad you asked that question. I don't pay attention to news. I am a price action trader only. I only look at price levels and technicals, and I take my trades based off that. I firmly believe that price action is going to play out, and the news just helps it get there. You know what I'm saying? So basically the easiest way to say it is if you got a bullish target or a bearish target pretty close to near-term price and some news comes out, generally it's going to push it right into that target. So like non-farm payrolls, I took a position into it kindly because I forgot about it even happening. So that was kind of my fault, but I got stopped out the first position. I immediately took a second position because my bias was so strong. NFP just pushed the pound right up into my bullish target and beyond. So news just helps the chart play itself out, in my opinion. I don't pay attention to it. It's just FUD. What's the asset you love to trade the most? Daniel Kubilis or Kubilia? I'm not sure if you're. I would say it's the pound. I love to trade the pound dollar and the euro USD. Those are my two favorite assets to trade. Pound dollar, euro USD. I have made quite a bit of money shorting and longing Doge though recently because it's got such big moves and percentage wise gains. Been killing it on Doge. But I'm not gonna like trading Doge once all this volatility gets out of the market. Doge is gonna be a terrible thing to trade. Doge basically doesn't do anything when it's not volatile. Which broker would you recommend for Forex and metals trading? Ooh, Fabio. See, I'm in America and I can't help you with that because I can't trade CFDs in America, like with OAND on the metals. So the way that I trade metals is I trade them through Thinkorswim using options on metal stocks, right? On gold and silver stocks. That's how I trade gold and silver. So I can't give you an answer to that question. Apologies, my friend. Hey, Heath, could you take a look at gold? Absolutely. I keep forgetting to look at that thing, man. Everything else has just been so crazy. So here's gold. Or no, let's go to the XAU chart, as I already have that marked out. Boom, here we go. Oh, I'm on it. I guess I deleted it. Alright, so here's the weekly. Nice taking out weekly resistance on this bullish push, retest of it, and you're heading higher. At the same time, Bitcoin's going lower. What does that tell you? Well, it tells me that they are rotating funds from inside of Bitcoin to this asset. You did have a double bottom on gold. I am not a pattern trader. I am not. However, I know all of the patterns that people look at, and I know how they're supposed to work. So this would have been your neckline on gold with this double bottom. You got a daily break and a daily close above your neckline. You're only looking for bullish entries at that point, right? As soon as you put in this bearish candle here, any retest of that is going to be your entry. Once you make this breakout, once you do the breakout, you have confirmed almost, not always, but sometimes you have confirmed a bullish breakout. So this 2 days here was just a pullback. Then you got a bullish engulfing, aka outside day reversal candle here. Next day, you tested your bearish support absolutely, flawlessly, beautifully, perfectly, however you want to say it. That was your entry, my friend. That's what I'm trying to teach you guys to look for, because you look really good when you throw a chart in your favorite chat room showing an entry like that, especially 3 or 4 days later. You know what I mean? So right now, gold is extended to the upside. Right here's your RSI. You are trading above, overbought. You are not putting any divergences in. However, you are extended. Look at this run to the upside. Couple day pullback here, where a weekly pullback there, 1 day pullback here. I'm not looking for bullish entries on gold right now. You did take out this resistance level, so look for a test of that one first. 1871 spot 65. As long as you're not closing dailies below that level, would be a good spot to look for bullish entries, maybe. I don't like buying extended trades like this because you are trading into exhaustion risk. And you've seen what exhaustion risk look like on every crypto asset out there. Well, this can do the same thing, right? You get too extended and then boom, you can fall hard. So what I would want to watch is I would want to find some support levels to look for. Let it test them. Here's the first one on a daily closing basis. You can come all the way back down to 1837 spot 45 or 48 and still look for bullish entries. Let's see what the 8 hour looks like. Yeah, the 8 hour's been trading absolutely sideways. This thing's coming lower. It's looking for a low support. This would have been your first trade talk model area to look for. Heath level, aka support. You can see you've already tested that support. You got this slow push up. I don't know if I like that one. It can catch support again, absolutely, but I would look for the lower one, right? The lower one, this one right here. 1839 spot 992. This would be, in my opinion, a favorable spot to be looking for bullish entries, looking for continuation to the upside, right? Gold has already came back up here to this spike move. You're basically, yeah, I mean, these are your levels to gold for gold to watch. 1871, 1852, and 1839. Those three areas, one of those areas, if this thing's going to remain bullish, will be a good spot for bullish entries. Here are your moving averages. You absolutely turned around on the daily. Here's your golden cross. When your 50 EMA crosses your 200 EMA, you are having a golden cross. Here was the test. Basically, that move is played out. So now what you have to wait on is some time, let it consolidate, find support. Once it finds support and shows you that it is holding support, then you can possibly look for those bullish entries. I am bullish on gold, unfortunately. This is a big, strong move off of those lows. Yeah, but I definitely need a pullback. I need this RSI chilled out. I need it way chilled out. You do have bearish divergence right here, but this is, you know, it is what it is. From there to there, where price put us in the high, then a lower high on the RSI, and a higher in price. So there's your bullish divergence. That would also give you a nice move to the downside to play out that bearish divergence, and then you can look for bullish entries after that, but only after that, right? Let that bearish divergence play out. Do you want to short and try to catch that bearish divergence? Nah, I don't like trading like that. If you do, then hit it, my friend, but I don't, because essentially you're trying to pick a top. And if the momentum is this strong to the upside, you want to be looking to buy off support in an uptrend and sell off resistance in a downtrend, as that is what all these people have been doing, and it has been working out for them. That's why you get these pullbacks, push-ups, pullbacks, push-ups. All right, so those three levels will be the first areas to look on gold. Hello from Belgium. Welcome, my friend. Nobody retail has dollars to buy anymore. Wyckoff distributed it. Distributed it. Yes, the measured move on Wyckoff has been hit as well. It's also the 3-drive topping formation. Measured move has hit. The Wyckoff pattern and the 3 drives topping formation is exactly the same pattern, guys. It's the same chart pattern, right? And the measured move has played out, which is why I'm not looking for shorts at the levels that most crypto pairs are trading at. You definitely need a pullback to avoid that exhaustion. .USD is getting absolutely crushed. Absolutely crushed. I mean, effing destroyed. It's bad, man. I think it came off almost 70% also. 72%, dude. Ugh. I love Polkadot too. If you're going to buy it without any leverage because you expect this thing to be trading higher in 10 years, it's at a good spot. If you're looking for leveraged longs to buy a Lambo with next week, you're probably going to get smoked if you try to buy it here. Maybe, maybe not. There's no way I can tell you if it's going to work out. You did take out this wick low. That's your capitulation on, I can't even remember what day it was. Thursday or Friday. That's your capitulation low. Today, you took that out. I do like the fact that it's trading higher after taking that out, but this is just a pullback on a smaller time frame chart. Look at that. Oh, I like that though. You're taking out that 4 hour. You could get up here, tack this resistance right here. 4 hour resistance. You get up there, hit that, come back in and pull in to 1673 and test this bearish candle here as support. As long as it holds on a 4 hour closing basis, you could then look for entries and targeting that next resistance level. That's how I trade inside of these things. But it is extremely extended to the downside. It's obviously oversold on every single time frame. It's bad. Putting in a bit of hidden bullish divergence on those lows, maybe. Yeah, if you close here or higher today, you will have hidden bullish divergence, but it's so far away, I don't like it. I'm not a divergence trader either. I just tell you guys when it is there and when it isn't, for you people that do love RSI. I'm not saying RSI is anything bad. Absolutely not. I look at it. Nimbia. Hello, Ari Leo. How are you, my friend? Berlin, Germany. Let me see what this guy talking about. Complete manipulation, market satellite streaming from governments. Oh, spam. Thank you for spamming the chat all to pieces for me. I really appreciate it. What's up, Wes? Don't worry about being late, my friend. You know just as well as I know that this thing will be on YouTube later. I'm trying to find where I was. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Hello, guys. I recommend Mr. Difter. He is an expert on crypto, and I have earned more money through his help and guidance. Send him an email at this. You won't regret it. She promises. Yeah. That's a scam, guys. Whenever you see that stuff, Mr. Drifter don't give two craps about you. He will gladly take your money. and leave you broke. Bro, you have to learn about Forex. I don't know if you're talking about me or not, because I know Forex, my friend. That's my bread and butter. Excuse me. Thanks. I was trying to figure out if that was a valid line. I have the horizontal ones, you do. Awesome, Herb. Yeah, they're valid lines, my friend. It's not because I say they are, it's because price says they are. Right? Price is the one that tells me what to look for. ETH touched the US 1728 today, just under where I sold it to buy Bitcoin 2 days before it mooned. Yeah, ETH looks bad. ETH took out that low, but looks like you're getting that bounce. So this is just a pressure move. This is just to make people panic sell even higher, especially people that took a long on that capitulation low. Don't ever trade like that, guys. It's terrible idea, because this is just your dead cat bounce, and then 3 days later you're taking that low out. But now it looks like it's having a pullback off of them lows. So I would love to see it get back above 2786, as that's your daily resistance level on ETH. Until you get above that, there's nothing to do on it. Nothing to do. Dog for life, or Doge for life, says Dogecoin World Order. I like trading it. I can't disagree with you. I like trading it. Heath, what's your thoughts about ADA USDT? It got hurt too. Cardano, I love Cardano. I've learned a lot about the program from Brandon at Crypto Trades and Tech, but it came off badly. It had a bad day too, or a bad week. 61% to the downside. On the daily chart though, it doesn't look, the RSI looks nice. You got a big pullback. That's a lot of momentum to the downside. So here are the levels I was watching for support. You got 1 hour and 43 minutes left on this daily candle. If you close back above one spot 3632, this level here, which it looks like it's trying to do, that will be a better sign than trading down here at the lows. That will mean essentially that you've held support, right? So then you would have to go into a smaller time frame chart. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad coming off that low, but look what you did over here. You put in 4 green 4-hour candles before you rolled back over. So hopefully this is done for a while. Hopefully it trades sideways for a while, and then allow buyers a chance to get back in the market. But it is what it is. Gold is bid, and yen versus Aussie being bid too. Bitcoin and NASDAQ in trouble. What does that tell us? That people are buying gold and the yen versus the Aussie, I guess. The S&P coming off is because it's coming off of yearly. You've already hit your expected profit target on the S&P 500. If your year-over-year average rate of return is from 8% to 12%, you're trading at 12.5% on the S&P 500, it's going to have a pullback, right? Investors have already hit their yearly returns on the S&P 500. The old adage is sell in May and go away. That's all that's going on the S&P 500. I am not looking for a market crash on the S&P 500. I simply think it's going to pull back for the next couple months, and then investors will jump right back in it once it has a favorable risk to reward. Meaning, is there a chance for it to go back up to those 12% highs and earn 24% on the asset in one single year? So, I mean, it's looking favorable, the S&P 500. I am definitely going to let it pull back for a couple months. So, I'm not looking for a crash. The yen, Aussie yen, I am looking for, it does look more like it's heading to the downside. However, this is not a crash. When the Aussie yen crashes, it crashes, right? Let's just go back over here to March. This is what the Aussie yen looks like when it crashes, bro. That. If you put that into comparison with the price action you're seeing up here, it's literally nothing. Nothing compared to this. And yes, we capitalized on this move as well as the downside in the S&P 500. We were all over this stuff, guys. All over it. So if we do start seeing stuff like this, this channel will be the first one that will let you know. Damn, what is up with these freaking spammers tonight, guys? Y'all don't have nothing else better to do. How do you short Doge? Futures? Yes. Yes, I do. I use the KuCoin futures. That's how I'm shorting Doge. Narwhal Tacos, I need a sub. 30K. Feel comfortable on a re-entry. TCSP. Hi, Heath. I observed you consider wicks as price targets on higher time frames, but not much in lower time frame. Is my observation right? Thanks, Heath. You're fun to watch. Absolutely, TCSP. Wick highs and wick lows on daily time frames are targets. They are not resistance or support. They are targets. Absolutely, my friend. Ariel Malka, hey brother, would love to know, what do you think about ADA and the Matic bounce? Is it a recovery or a dead cat? So we did just look at ADA, and it could be a recovery, guys, but you won't know if it's a recovery until you do get the recovery. So, I mean, you got to ask yourself, if ADA, Cardano, it's a fantastic platform, right? It's a fantastic asset. You got a 70% off deal. Like, you see 70% sale in stores, and it's something you like, you're going to go buy it. Like if the gas station called you up and said, what's up, man? I got 70% off every gallon of gas you buy. You're going to go straight to the gas station and buy it. Well, you got to kind of look at these markets the same way. If you like the asset and you're not buying it with leverage, yes, this could be a recovery starting to happen. Absolutely, it could be. It looks very bad, but a daily closure back above that 136, one spot 363632 level, this daily support, you close back above that, that's going to look a lot more better. A lot more better. That's not even the right way to say that. A lot better. It's going to look a lot better. Because you tried to trade beneath it 2, 3, 4 times and was unable to. So yes, am I calling this the low for the next phase of bullishness? No, because it absolutely has to get above this swing right here. One spot 800893. Until it does, it is simply just another lower high. And what was your other one, my friend? Matic. Matic got beat up bad too. Let's look at Matic USD. It came off pretty vicious. 73%. So yeah, I mean, it looks like it's trying to pick itself up, but it could just be the dead count because you are super extended to the downside. You could trade all the way back up to one spot 62 on Matic and still not do anything once you get there. All right. What you can do is you can throw a fib level on it from this swing high to this swing low, and then watch your 382. Oh, that didn't work. Watch your 382, your 50%, and your 618 retracement levels. Daily closures above those areas does indicate that the asset is repairing itself, because you will see increased selling at those areas as people that are wanting to exit their positions are waiting for a bounce up to those areas to get out. So that will be, you will see probably some increased selling at all three of those levels. And you can do that with your favorite crypto asset. It doesn't have to be just Matic. Swing high to swing low with your fib level, you go down, and those are your retracement levels. A daily close above the 618 is fantastic, and it looks more like rebuilding than it does a dead cat bounce. But you can have a dead cat bounce all the way up there. So just be careful. Hi from Hungary. Keep up the good work. Thank you, my friend. I will do my best. Jay Bradley speaks the truth. Everyone check out his strategy series, beginner guides, and other trade recaps. Remember, we can learn how he does this, just not ask where to buy and sell. Absolutely. I'm not going to tell you where to buy and sell, ever. It's up to you to learn it. I'm teaching you how to fish. I'm not giving you the fish. Right? Thank you. I'll wait for more confirmation before I FOMO in. Sounds perfect, Ariel. That's exactly what you want to do. Beautiful. I love it. Mo better is fine. Thanks, Heath. You're welcome. Yes, you are fun to watch even when you are not drinking. Oh, I'm drinking. Don't think I'm not. I'm joking. But I'm not either, so. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I got. So go ahead and drop any more questions if you got them. We've been on for an hour and 15 minutes, so let me get rid of this fib. There is going to be a video coming out on Bitcoin and basically what's going on. That should be out tomorrow morning sometime. You guys can check that out. Yep, everything is great. Loving it, man. Thank you guys for being here. You guys rock. I'm just reading any old things that I missed. All right, guys. All right, everybody's saying thanks. Much appreciated. I guess we'll wrap it up. Before I do so, I must always say thank you so much to the channel members and the Patreons for supporting my channel and my work. It really, really means a lot to me. So thank you from the deepest part of my heart. Thank you so very much. Also, guys, we don't know what's going to happen with this. You know, what's going to happen. This could absolutely be a dead cat bounce. So make sure you protect your positions. Make sure that your risk is defined. Please define your risk. That means have a profit target in mind with a stop loss on the chart before you ever enter the position. That way, if you do get a nasty spike back down to the downside, you're protected. Same for taking short entries in this nastiness. All right, it's going to be very volatile, and just be very careful. So with that, I'm gonna say good night. Make sure you guys trade safe, trade smart, and happy trading, everybody.